Hi and welcome to our crafting session. It is, let me see, it's Tuesday the 4th of July. So Independence Day for our friends over in America. So congratulations and happy Independence Day to you. Here for us in the UK, it's a very wet day. Certainly around here it's been wet, raining on and off most of the day, and I'm back into winter clothes. Having changed all of onto my summer dresses, I'm now back in my winter dress and tights. There we go. Anyway, we've had great fun at Coffee and Card with the Naturally Gilded papers this week. And these are the ones that are foiled. There are 3 in the pack. One is copper, one is silver, and one is gold. Let me find you one each of those. There's the silver one, and then the gold is on some vanilla or cream card. It's quite difficult to see. There we go. Hopefully that will be enough without too much going on in terms of reflections. So this pack of papers was perfect for Coffee and Card for this week. I thought we'd have something different from the main stamping and do some work with our blending brushes and our inks. And these are some of the cards that I've made. There were one sample and then all the rest been made at Coffee and Card. So let me show you those to get started. And then what we're going to do today is use the offcuts from the pieces of paper that I've cut to make 2 more cards. So a great choice of colours really. I think I took just about every ink from home in the Stampin Up colour range, so there's a bit of everything here. So this one here, these 2 still need to be mounted onto white card, but this one was created this morning, and I used a circle punched out of a post-it note to cover over the back. Use the blending brush over the whole area. Hi Catherine. Using the darker at the top and then the lighter at the bottom, and a little bit of white, small bit of white left in between. So there's one sample. Make a perfect Christmas card, I think. This one was with the sun, so the reverse of that, I had the cut out post-it note with that circle cut out, and I used pumpkin pie to create the sun, and then removed that and then added some layers going along. Okay, thanks Catherine, she's watching but no sound. This was the one that I had a go live and finished off yesterday, so that would have been yesterday morning. I had a quick go at that. And then this sample is just using some light green and then the balmy blue at the top, and it was Parakeet Party at the bottom. Then this has 3 colours, so we've got a bit of melon mambo, a little bit of pumpkin pie, and a little bit of lemon lolly. The moon does look effective, doesn't it, Catherine? And this one here with the purples, so with the darker purple at the bottom, so gorgeous grape going into fresh freesia at the top, and then I've stamped those on the little sentiment, added those on the inside, and obviously on our envelope. So these pieces are cut to 9.5 centimetres, and the 12 by 12 sheet, you can get 3 of those going across, and that leaves you a piece at the end. And this won't be the exact piece that came from it, but let's get it the right way around. It'd be funny if it was the right piece, wouldn't it? So you get left with this little strip at the end, And so what I'm going to do is use all of the strips, not all of them, each of the strips to make a card. So let's pop these away at the side. Perhaps I'll leave one out. Oh, it's a bit reflective, isn't it? There we go. If I bring that down there, a little bit less so. So I've got some strips which are portrait, and I've got some strips which are landscape. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm actually going to put them onto a piece of Blackberry Bliss card, because I think that really make them stand out. So if I do the vertical one first. Now we'll need to cut these down, but I just want to see how many are going to fit, and I think it will be 5 without doing any trimming. So you can just choose the pieces that you want. So there's going to be a little border, and then I've got this one on one side, like so, and then gold one at the other, like so. So I might need to narrow these down very slightly, because I've cut this piece at 10 centimeters, so it has a slight border before the card. So what I'm going to do is put these together and then cut those up. That's going to be one, and then my other one is going to go vertically. Oops, that's easy. So I've got loads of these strips left over, and I think I will get 4 of these. So whether I mix and match, I don't know. So I've got 1, and these will be the same width as this, okay, because they're the bits cut off the bottom. So let's have a look. I've got bronze and then the silver. So what I might do, because I've got 4, I might just do alternating ones. Otherwise I'm going to have an odd set of numbers. So I know that I can spread these out like so, and I can keep these white, or I can ink these up to keep them the same. I haven't quite decided what I might do with those, but those will definitely work as is without any modification. Then I'm going to add a circle or something over there, and then put that onto a white card. So these are all from offcuts. So I was saying that the sheets will make 36 cards. Well, if you use the offcuts, you could probably make another, I don't know, probably another card for every other sheet, because you'd need enough combinations, wouldn't you? So probably another 3 cards on top of that. Okay, so this one is the right height. So what I'm going to do is just trim this down. So I know this one is right. So let's take a couple, just bring out my trimmer, which I've just hidden somewhere. Well, where's that gone then, folks? Oh, it's right next to me. Oh dear. Okay, so I've got these 2 together. I'll take my glasses off. And obviously there's lots of other ways you can use these, so you can do these at different angles as well. So that would be another way to use these, which would be to line them across and then have them that way. We've done that before now. You could do that and then that. That'd be really effective as well, especially if you've got smaller pieces. Okay, so let's just trim this very slightly. I'll put a new blade in, so I'm going to do these. So these currently just under 2. So I've got those at 1.6. Like so. Let's grab the 2 and the height is 13.85. So let's do that first. There we go. So 13.85. So, and then I'm going to cut them this way. So 1.6, I could do them individually, but I am going to, because they're slipping everywhere, because they're foiled. Okay, so it's that one. That one. There we go. And then that one's the one we did, I think. That was the one we've done. Just this one left. So if I push them all to the top, you should see that they're give or take the same. 1.6. So of course we have Wimbledon going on here at the minute, and we have the British Grand Prix just down the road from us here in Silverstone at the weekend. So it's all systems go, and of course this is when the weather changes. Okay, let's have a look and see what that looks like. So I've got, thinking this one in the middle. There's that one. There we go. Silver. And then the gold. Let's get this one the right one. Okay, so that works. So all I did was put them down as they were, realise that they needed to be just a little bit shaved off, and then I'm going to put those down as is. And with these ones, because I've only got 4, I'm going to alternate those like so. I need to make that one a bit narrow, I think. Yes, just that one. Obviously wasn't quite as accurate on my cutting as I thought I was. There we go. So just going to grab, hopefully there's some glue in here. Not much. Let's see. One from today. Hi Jeanette. I hope you're well. Thanks for joining us. So what I'm going to do with this one is put the one in the centre. So we're just using offcuts for this, Jeanette, as you might have guessed. So what I like to do for this is to grab a piece of, if you've got a grid paper that's perfect, but you could use a ruler, for example. Okay, let's just move this out of the way. Oh, pansies. Gotta love some pansies. Okay. So what I'm going to do is position this. This is my centre line here, and I think that should work. So half, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, half, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Okay, so that's positioned. Because this is 10 centimeters wide, and I can use that then for my positioning of the center, and I'm just going to put it down lightly. Okay, like so, not press it down. Hi Zana. Oh, hi Bridie. So I'm just thinking, am I going to do silver next, or, yeah, I am. Okay, so I'm going to put the gold on the edge. So what I'm going to do is do that one and then put the one in the middle. So I know roughly what that border should look like, so I'm just going to put that down. Not going to put any weight on it or anything, and then just check to see if that will work, which it will. I could afford to come in a little bit, like so. I'll pop this one down. But these papers are just so nice. I mean, they're stunning with the colouring. And even Scott, who joined us today, who doesn't like blending brushes, enjoyed making his cards. So I was very pleased about that. Thank you, Zana. Right, so we're just going to add these two. So the papers are called Naturally Gilded. They're £9.50, and you get 6 sheets in total. They're single-sided. And done that one, I should have done the edge, shouldn't I? Never mind. They're 12 by 12, so you can get 6 panels like this out of each sheet, so that's 36 cards, and then you'll end up with 12, you'll get at least 12 of these, and at least 12 of these. Now maybe you'll get more of those. You must get more of those. Anyway, I can't do my maths, I've had a busy day. So you get plenty of these, and I can't tell you how many because I've cut more than one pack up, so it's not very helpful, is it? Okay, so there we go, there's our panel. Really stunning, and I think this will make a nice card for a man. It would also be a nice sympathy card. Get well, thinking of you, any of those. Right, and then let's do this one. So if you didn't see any of the other ones I've done, we used our blending brushes, and because this is foiled, the foil will resist the ink that you're laying down, and therefore you can just wipe over the surface and you'll just see the silver or the gold or whatever. Here's another one if you haven't seen these. So just really, really fun and stunning. Okay, so let's do this one. I'm just wondering if I might put a little pink on these, just for some interest, and also for those of you who haven't seen how I did it, how to do that. Let me put my top of my glue, grab a pink blending brush, plenty on there, and then all I've done is come in from the edges. Oops, just be careful not to do what I've just done twice. I did attach it yesterday when I did this. Oh, thanks, Anna. Okay, there we go. Now, because I'm celebrating my 13 years as a demonstrator, as of Sunday, anybody who comments, whether it's live or after the event, on any of my lives this week, will be in with a chance of a goodie being sent in the post. So make sure you let your friends know, and you can comment, and all I will do at the end of each day is I will make a note of those who have commented, and then I'll just do a random draw each day. And the things that are going out, there could be a stamp set, could be embellishments, could be a voucher, and then I will announce the names as I go along. Yeah, 13 years, gone very quickly. Okay, so I've got those two, and I've got my silver, so I'm just wondering what colour to do these ones, or whether to leave those. What do you think? And if there is a colour, what colour shall I choose? And then I'll just add a sentiment on, and we're done. Nice and simple. So these are going to go onto white cards. Oh, that's okay. It's my pleasure to give back to everybody who's supported me. Just going to add a little bit more. So let me know if you think I should add colour to the other one, and if so, what colour. I could go for a blue or yellow. Yellow might be quite nice, rather like those pansies. Okay, right, while you're deliberating on what those should be, I'm just going to stamp some sentiments and pop them on. So I've got some circles, which I think is probably the best mix. I've also got, that's going to get lost, oh, there's a happy birthday. Yeah, I definitely think it's time for the circles. I've got a large and a small. That one definitely works because it goes over 3. This one, it feels a bit big. Zala says leave it white. Yes, I think maybe you're right. Okay, let's just stamp 2 sentiments, and I'm just going to stamp them in Blackberry Bliss to match the card. So I think what I'll do is put a just for you on this one, White, okay, white it is. Thank you, everybody. Let's just grab my stamp set. I've got a little thinking of you that might fit, and I've got somebody to send that to. That would be perfect. Let's do the small one. Now Brody says she thought gold, so yellow maybe. Right, let's pop this on here. Okay. A little bit light, it could do with a little bit more ink, but... And the nice thing about stamping a little circle is it doesn't matter if it's not straight, because you just turn the circle around. So I'm just going to leave that one as is, and that's going to go onto a white card. Let me just do a little bit of yellow on this silver piece, and then we'll see if which one we prefer. I've probably got plenty of yellow because we are... more of an orange. Let's see what I've got here. That's better. Let's just see. This is a little bit of Crush Curry. I've got a brand new Daffodil Delight ink pad somewhere. Let's have a little look. And then you can let me know what you think. So I'm just doing it gently so I don't pick up this paper too much. What I recommended yesterday was take a tiny little bit of glue, like so, a small amount, just take a little bit of that off, and then stick it onto your grid paper, and that will then hold that in place a little bit better. And when you come to remove it, don't lift it off, you want to twist it. If you twist it like that, you won't bend your piece underneath. Okay, so keeping this fairly light. Yes, I've got plenty of offcuts to try with. And I'm right-handed, so my recommendation is always come in from the right hand side if you're right-handed, and try not to do it top to bottom, try and do it right to left, because that's a more natural movement for your hand. It's a bit like when I'm stamping something, I stamp it that way, not that way. Okay, let's have a look and see. So, the question is pink and white, or pink and the yellow. Now I haven't made it very dark deliberately, and also it's a different paper. I'm going to bring it up to the screen, and I know it'll take a little while for it to catch up with me. I'm not sure. I can't decide. I think I'm favouring the white. Let me know while I pop this onto a card. White says Bridie. Okay. So I've just got a standard white card base, so that is cut at 14.85, scored at 10.5 on my vein folder. Zana says she must be left-handed. She's going to recommend the white. Everybody says white now, but it's always worth a try. If you've got spare, if you haven't got spare, then if it's single-sided, don't risk it. If it's double-sided and you can turn it over, that's fine. Okay, so a scribbling of glue on the back of my Blackberry Bliss, please. Piece. Centralise that. And my little thinking of you, I'm just going to leave plain. I might put a few gems on it, but let's grab some dimensionals, just pop those on, and we're done. So we've got some exciting things coming. If you're on my email list, you would have received that from me. So on Thursday of this week, we have some new products being released, our online exclusives, so you can check those out on the Stampin' Up or on my website on Thursday. And we also have our bonus day vouchers, so for every £45 you order, that's before shipping and everything, a bit of ribbon. That would work. That would have worked around there, wouldn't it? Silver ribbon. So I think probably with this it's going to be, I suppose I could put ribbon around that piece, couldn't I? I'm going to do it that way. That's better. Right, let's just pop these on. So for these ones, I'm going to put one on the bottom, one on the top, and then each one in the middle. And I'm not measuring this, I'm just going to do it by eye, which might be a mistake, but just placing it down really lightly. Obviously, if it matters to you that it is exact, I would measure it out, divide it by 4, take off your margin first and then divide it by 4, and that will tell you where your pieces need to go. But I'm just going to put these on really lightly, like so. I thought I'd done it wrong for a minute. Yes, I think I prefer the vertical ones too, and I think that's because the images are themselves vertical, so this feels like they've been sort of, cut up, whereas the other one looks more natural, for want of a better word. Right, let's have a look and see. Move that a little bit further down. It's better. Oops. There we go. So I don't know if how much of Wimbledon was cancelled this afternoon, postponed I should say, and rescheduled. I haven't caught up. I literally got in the door at about 7:15. Okay, so I'm thinking that can go over there and that connects those together, and a larger sentiment. So I'm thinking the one from Biggest Wish here. This one here, probably hello, because I think thanks might be, yes, just slightly too big. Friend would fit, and hello would definitely fit. So again, I'm going to use the Blackberry Bliss, pop that onto there, and then just inking this up, and we're done. I have no idea what the time is. Oh, a little bit over, but not too bad. Okay, I need more ink. So I have a second pad because I have two of most things. Some of the new inks I haven't yet got two of, but because I do classes and coffee and card, it's useful to have two of everything. Let's have a look. That's much better, isn't it? What the difference that makes. So what I need to do is put the other one aside to remind me to re-ink it. So here we go. There's my hello. Nearly. Let me see if I can put that last bit on. So the first thing I do, if that happens, is to see if the ink is still on the stamp, which means I've inked it up correctly, but I haven't stamped it quite correctly, and the ink is on the stamp. So it's always worth giving it a go. Just to see if you can add that bit in. Don't re-ink the stamp. There we go. Got a very slight shadow, but it's quite effective actually. It looks like it's got a deliberate lighter shadow. There we go. So that's going to go onto there. Just use some dimensionals. That's going to go onto a white card. Thank you, Jeanette. Have a great evening if you haven't already gone. There we are. And obviously you could layer this. So this is cut with the Stylish Shapes dies, but you could layer this onto a Blackberry Bliss piece if you wished. And I'm just using the piece underneath to get that hopefully straight. There we go. And that's going to go on a white card. And we're done. So if you've got any strips left over but not enough to make another card, you could pop one of the strips on the inside of the card. Let's just grab that. That's going to go onto there. Looks quite different, doesn't it? So my scribble of glue, not quite to the edge. There we go. So this piece underneath is 10 centimeters by 14.35. There we go. There's my two cards with offcuts. Now I could have narrowed this down, made this smaller. I could make this half the size and do double the amount and put them closer together. Or I could have used 6 and cut them down and move them closer together. So I think because the design of the paper goes vertically, it's cut off this way, which is why this one I think feels more pleasing, the one on the left, than the one on the right. This has got silver, so let's add a few little gems onto that. Let's put 1, 2. And 3. There we go. And then this one, maybe I'll just put one small one on there. Oh, I know what might work. So in here, these are our Neutrals adhesive back sequins, and amazingly there's silver, gold, bronze and copper. So I could pop one of these on each of those 3 of those panels. So there's large and small, so let's put one on there, one on here, and what am I going to go for? It's in between the 2, but it's closer to that. There. So I've got one of each. Okay, could put them on there, but I like that. So those are our Neutrals adhesive back sequins, and they really are nice. And you've got the 5 each, 10 each, no, 15 each, no, 25 each of the large and the small, and then you've got the 4 different colours. So it should be 200 by my reckoning, and it says it's 200, so they're definitely worth investing in if you like metallics. They're great for men's cards, of course. Well, we don't typically have a lot of bling, but just adds a subtle touch. So there we go, 2 cards with offcuts, and if you didn't see the earlier ones, I'll just show you those really quickly. If you have seen them, thank you so much. So we've got this one, and they're just different sets of colours really. The purples, so the sunset, field, the moon, and the sun. So thank you for joining me. I hope you like those. I will be back tomorrow, Wednesday, and I'm going to choose a new stamp set tomorrow. Because it's my anniversary, I'm going to choose a stamp set I've been desperate to use and I haven't had an opportunity to. So it'll be for the first time out for inking tomorrow. Let me just see if I can see it. Guess we don't think of the name. Oh dear. No, it's going to be a surprise because I can't remember the name. Oh, I have found it. Okay. Sorry everybody. So this is it. Textured Floral is going to make its appearance tomorrow. There are some dies to go with it, but I think this would be great. So you've got some 2-step stamping here. You've got some dots, you've got some foliage, and this one here. So yeah, we're going to give that a go. I like the sentiments as well. Birthday blooms for you, and then every thought of you makes me smile. So look forward to seeing you tomorrow if you can join us. I'll be here at 10 AM and that'll be the 5th of July. Thank you so much everyone. I hope you have a good morning, afternoon or evening depending on where you are from and when you're watching. I appreciate your support, and watch out for being tagged in the post. That means you will have won one of my giveaway prizes. So and you get a chance every single day this week. So do comment and be in with a chance. Hi Claire, thanks for joining us. I hope you're feeling better, and I'm just winding up. I'm really sorry. Thank you so much everyone. Bye for now.